victims always see themselves at a disadvantage. Victims do not have the inner drive to become great. They are quick to settle for less than and blame others for their state. They are quick to settle for less than and to blame others for their state. Welcome back to the Biblical Conservative Channel, where we come against the anti-God, anti-human, anti-Christian, anti-black spirit that is looking to prevail in this land. If you have not done so already, feel free to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you receive the notifications when new videos are being released. I appreciate it. In previous generations, being an overcomer was seen as a badge of honor. Being able to not just meet, but excel in the face of hardship was seen as the American way. Consider all of the challenges that Americans have overcome. From the Great Depression, to world wars, to Jim Crow and slavery. Americans ate adversity for breakfast. However, with the advent of radical feminism, along with the radical LGBTQ movement, our society has been trending in an entirely opposite direction. Gone are the days when being an overcomer was expected and celebrated. No, in today's society, being a victim is the highest achievement one can make. You see it all in the news and the media. If a person is victimized and survives, he or she has struck gold. If the oppressor happens to be police, that person is set for life. They have reached the pinnacle of victimhood. They are in the Victim Hall of Fame. The latest entrant into the Victim Olympics is Bishop Lamor Whitehead. You don't know who Bishop Lamor Whitehead is?
Say, oh, well, why are you so flashy?
Known for his extravagance and flair in the sanctuary, Bishop Lamor Whitehead says he was held up in the house of God during Sunday service in an apparent targeted armed robbery.
I was troubled with a phone call that there was speculations that there were guns in my church. And I had to have my attorney go handle that and deal with that. And I don't know if this is connected.
The 44-year-old told detectives he and his wife were robbed of a reported $1 million in jewelry they were wearing. And the gunpoint robbery went down as the service was being live streamed online, which has since been removed.
When I see them come into the sanctuary with their guns, I told everybody, get out. Everybody just get out.
Police were told as many as 25 people were inside the Canarsie church at the time, but no one was hurt, though left fearing for their lives.
It hurts me because my church is hurt. You know, the women and children that was in my church, my daughter, she's traumatized right now. She still is not even talking because of that experience. They had the gun in my 8-month-old face.
The suspects ran out with expensive rings, watches, and necklaces and drove away in this white Mercedes, according to detectives.
You did this to the church where I'm sure your grandmother praised God and praised Jesus.
Whitehead, who himself does have a checkered past, he was convicted of identity theft in Suffolk County back in 2006 and ultimately served prison time. He says he's now reformed. Aside from being a bishop, he runs a successful real estate business. Therefore, he is offering $50,000 of his own money to try and catch whoever is responsible for this heist. Reporting from...
He's a flashy bishop who was robbed at gunpoint during a sermon a few weeks ago. Gunmen stole over $1 million worth of jewelry from him. So why is the bishop the latest entrant in the Victim Olympics? To understand this, you must first recognize the signs of a person's registration into this contest. The person must have been publicly victimized. If it is recorded, it's even better. The person must be alive to tell the story. Being deceased disqualifies the entrant. You really can't be a victim if you happen to succumb to whatever injuries or whatever attack that brought you to the precipice of the Victim Olympics. The person must have been assaulted in a way that garners public sympathy and outcry. It doesn't matter if the person has broken the law in the past or if the person was in the midst of breaking the law when the event occurred. It's the effect that the event has on the viewers that is important. I'll say that again. It's the effect that the event has on the viewers that is important. When the criteria has been met, then the victim is ready to perform in the Victim Olympics. Case in point, Bishop Lamor Whitehead is now giving press conferences regarding this incident.
Conference today because it is an emergency. Our houses of worship, no matter if you're Christian, no matter if you're Muslim, no matter if you're Jewish, no matter if you have Buddhist or Hindu, no matter what walk of life you are, we come into the house of...
He's giving interviews describing this incident. His level of victimization is rising each and every day. Never mind, as more is known about him and his past, he looks shadier and shadier. He just happens to look shadier and shadier. And that's not the point. The point is that he has been victimized and nothing else matters. Now, I'm being a little bit facetious in dubbing this the Victim Olympics. Nevertheless, my premise is that we have created a society of victims. Victims always see themselves at a disadvantage. Victims do not have the inner drive to become great. They are quick to settle for less than and blame others for their state. They are quick to settle for less than and to blame others for their state. Victims have had their individual agency stripped from them. Victimization occurs when a person does not have the intentional fortitude or drive to take it back. I'll repeat that statement. Victimization occurs when the person does not have the intestinal fortitude or drive to take it back, to take back their individual agency. In order for us to free ourselves from the victim stronghold, we must lay hold of our identity in Christ. We must understand who we are in the image of God. We are not products of ancestral goo. We didn't come from evolution. We didn't come from apes. We were created in the image of God. We have greatness on the inside of us. We are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. Unless and until we realize that, we will see more and more entrants into the Victim Olympics. More people will be hooked on the crack of victimization. And that's what I call it, the crack of victimization. People aspire to be victims today, especially in the Black community. It's as if victimization is a badge of honor. No, it's not. We are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. And that's the point of this channel, to tell everyone, you are not a victim. I am not a victim. We are empowered for greatness, and let's walk that out. I'm trying to open up and free the minds of everyone, especially Black people, from the deception that has been placed on them. This blanket of victimization has to be torn off, because we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. Thank you so much for liking your comments and subscribing to the channel. Please share this with your friends. Smash that like button, smash the subscription bell, share this with everybody you know. We're trying to make sure people understand that they're not victims, that they are empowered for greatness, and all this stuff that's out here that's telling them otherwise is false and will not benefit them in the end. So please, I appreciate that. Share that.